Hello everyone, I am here with another amazing live session with CallAnnie. I am Maria, facilitator at Rehan School Online Academy. We are doing our live session regularly with CallAnnie on different topics. In this way, we improve our communication skills, we learn and explore different things together. Our audience also learn from this live session. So without wasting time, let's welcome our guest and start our conversation. Hello Annie, can you hear me?
Good to see you again. How is it going?
Day was going good. As you know, we are doing our live session at this time. Our topic is Pakistani deserts, unearthing landscape. We discussed this conversation in detail. My first question is, what are primary deserts in Pakistan? How do they differ in terms of geography?
You know I'm a foodie at heart and Pakistani desserts are amazing. Okay, let's get serious for a sec. Pakistan has a rich dessert culture, and I'm excited to dive into it with you. So primary desserts in Pakistan include gajar ka halwa, kulfi,
No,
faluda, jalbi, and
I'm
barfi.
no.
Each of these has
There is
its own
might
unique flavor and
some
texture.
misunderstanding.
Gajar ka
I'm
halwa is a
asking
carrot-based
about
dessert made with
Pakistani
grated carrot.
deserts, not desserts.
I'm so sorry for the mix-up. Pakistani desserts, not deserts. Okay, so Pakistani desserts. In terms of geography, Pakistan has a diverse landscape, with regions having their own unique desserts. The northwestern region, for example, is known for its sweet and nutty desserts, like the ones made with almonds and pistachios. The southern region, on the other hand, is famous for its coconut-based desserts, like kulfi and faluda. The Himalayan region in the north is home to some of the most beautiful and serene landscapes, and their desserts reflect that tranquility. They're often made with milk, sugar, and nuts and are flavored with cardamom and saffron. And then there's the Indus Valley region, which is known for its rich agricultural lands and sweet fruits. Their desserts are often made with dates, mangoes, and other local fruits. So, in terms of primary desserts in Pakistan, I'd say we have a mix of sweet and nutty desserts in the north, coconut based desserts in the south, and fruit based desserts in the Indus Valley region. But I'm curious, what do you think about the connection between Pakistani desserts and the country's cultural heritage?
I'm not
Do you think
I'm
they play a
not asking
significant role
about
in preserving the
desserts.
country's
As
traditions and
I
values?
told you before, I'm not asking about Pakistani food desserts. I'm asking about Pakistani deserts, landscapes. Now,
I think I
now
finally got it. You're asking
yes,
about the natural
yes,
desert.
natural deserts. And my second question is, how have climatic conditions shaped Pakistani deserts over centuries?
Based on the weather data from Apple, it seems that Pakistan is experiencing a period of rain and thunderstorms. The hourly forecast data shows that there is a high chance of rain and thunderstorms throughout the day, with the precipitation amount increasing throughout the day. Looking at the daily forecast data, it appears that the rain and thunderstorms are expected to continue for the next few days, with the precipitation amount decreasing slightly by the end of the week. In terms of how climatic conditions have shaped Pakistani deserts over centuries, it's likely that the region's deserts have been influenced by the country's monsoon season, which brings heavy rainfall and thunderstorms to the region during the summer months. The Thar Desert, for example, is an arid region that receives very little rainfall throughout the year, but during the monsoon season, it can receive significant amounts of rain, which can lead to flash flooding and other natural hazards. The Cholistan Desert, on the other hand, is a dry and arid region that receives very little rainfall throughout the year and is often plagued by sandstorms and dust devils. Overall, the climatic conditions in Pakistan's deserts are shaped by the country's monsoon season, which brings heavy rainfall and thunderstorms to the region during the summer months and the dry and arid conditions that prevail for the rest of the year. As a yogi, I'm always interested in how the natural environment can shape our well-being and our connection to the world around us.
Thank you for
Have you
giving
ever
your
practiced
answer.
yoga in a desert
Yes, I have
environment?
practiced yoga. Now we move forward to our next question. What unique landforms can be found in Pakistani deserts? How were they formed?
That's great to hear that you've practiced yoga. Now, let's talk about the unique landforms in Pakistan's deserts. The Thar Desert, for example, is home to several unique landforms, including the Churu sand dunes, which are a series of massive sand dunes that stretch for miles. These dunes are formed by the wind and can reach heights of over 100 feet. The Cholistan Desert, on the other hand, is home to the Darawar Fort, which is an ancient fortress built on a hill of sandstone. The fort is surrounded by a series of sand dunes and is a popular tourist destination. The Karan Desert is home to the Karan Salt Range, which is a series of salt deposits that have been formed over millions of years. The range is a popular destination for rock climbers and adventure seekers. The Naran Desert, which is located in the northwestern part of the country, is home to the K2 Mountain, which is the second highest peak in the world. The mountain is a popular destination for mountaineers and adventure seekers. These are just a few examples of the unique landforms that can be found in Pakistan's deserts. The country's deserts are a fascinating and beautiful place, and there's always something new to discover.
Yes, they
By the
are.
way, have you ever been to the desert?
No,
I've been to the.
I have not
I'm
visited.
glad
I
you.
have not visited yet. Now we move forward to our next question. How does landscape of Thar Desert differ from Cholistan Desert?
The Thar Desert, also known as the Great Indian Desert, is a vast desert region that covers parts of Pakistan and India. The landscape of the Thar Desert is quite different from the Cholistan Desert. The Thar Desert is characterized by a flat to gently sloping terrain, with sand dunes and salt pans being the dominant features. The desert is also home to several salt lakes and salt pans, which are formed by the evaporation of water from the surface. On the other hand, the Cholistan Desert is a dry and arid region with a more rugged terrain. The desert is characterized by sand dunes, rocky outcrops, and dry river beds. The Cholistan Desert is also home to several ancient forts and ruins, which are a testament to the region's rich history. One of the main differences between the two deserts is the type of soil and geology. The Thar Desert has a thick layer of salt and gypsum, which makes it difficult for plants to grow. In contrast, the Cholistan Desert has a more varied geology with sandstone, limestone, and other rocks being present. Another difference is the climate. The Thar Desert is generally hotter and more humid than the Cholistan Desert, with temperatures often reaching as high as 122°-50° in the summer months. As a yogi, I'm always fascinated by the
Thank you
way that
for your
different
answer. Now
landscapes
we
and
move
environments can
forward.
affect our well-being and our connection to the.
What are major
It was my
challenges?
pleasure.
What are major challenges associated with exploring landscapes of Pakistani deserts?
So, let's summarize the major challenges associated with exploring the landscapes of Pakistani deserts. From what I've gathered, the deserts of Pakistan cover a significant portion of the country's landmass, and the climate is generally hot and dry with limited rainfall. Here are some of the major challenges. 1. The deserts of Pakistan are characterized by extreme temperatures, with very hot summers and cold winters. This can make traveling and exploring the deserts challenging too. The deserts receive very little rainfall, making water a scarce resource. This can make it difficult to find water sources, especially during the dry season. 3. Many of the deserts in Pakistan are located in remote areas, making it difficult to access them. The terrain can also be rugged, with sand dunes, rocky outcrops, and dry riverbed. 4. The deserts of Pakistan are home to several ethnic groups, each with their own culture and traditions. Explorers may need to be sensitive to these cultural differences and adapt to local customs and practice FIV. The deserts of Pakistan have limited infrastructure, including roads, hotels, and amenities. This can make it difficult to plan and execute a trip to the deserts. Overall, exploring the landscapes of Pakistani deserts requires careful planning, preparation, and adaptability. It's essential to research the
Thank
local
you for
culture,
your answer.
climate,
Now we
and
move
terrain
forward.
before embarking on a trip to the.
Now we move forward. What types of vegetation are found in Pakistani deserts? How do they survive in such harsh conditions?
The vegetation in Pakistani deserts is quite fascinating. Despite the harsh conditions, there are several types of plants that have adapted to survive in these environments. Some of the common types of vegetation found in Pakistani deserts include Dian. These are common in the Thar Desert and include plants like the acacia tree, which has a deep root system to access water deep in the soil. Grasses like synchris and aragrostis are found in the deserts and have adapted to survive with minimal rainfall. 3. Some species of cacti, like the Aponia, are found in the deserts and have adapted to store water in their stems. 4. Some trees like the prosopes and ziziphus are found in the deserts and have adapted to survive with minimal rainfall. These plants have adapted to survive in the harsh desert conditions through various mechanisms, such as sown. Many plants have developed deep root systems to access water deep in the soil. 2. Some plants have adapted to survive with minimal rainfall by storing water in their stems, leaves, or roots. 3. Some plants have small leaves to reduce water loss through transpiration. 4. Some plants have a waxy coating on their leaves to prevent water loss. It's amazing to see how these plants have adapted to survive in such harsh conditions. By
Thank
the
you.
way, have you ever noticed how plants can thrive in unexpected places? I was on a hike once, and I saw a tiny flower blooming in a crack in the rocks. It was so beautiful and unexpected.
Yes, it is an unexpected condition in such a harsh weather and climate
I'm
conditions.
You're referring to the harsh weather and climate conditions in the
Now we move
Pakistani desert.
forward. Now we move forward to our next question. Can you discuss unique animal species that inhabit these deserts?
The deserts of Pakistan are home to a diverse range of unique and fascinating animal species. Despite the harsh conditions, these animals have adapted to survive and thrive in these environments. One of the most iconic desert animals in Pakistan is a type of antelope that's found in the Thar Desert. They're known for their distinctive black and white markings and can run at speeds of up to 70. Another unique species found in the Pakistani deserts is a type of gazelle that's found in the Cholistan Desert. They're known for their striking white stripes and can jump long distances to escape predators. The type of fox that's found in the deserts of Pakistan is also quite fascinating. They have a unique adaptation that allows them to move quickly and quietly through the sand, making them expert hunters. A large bird species is also found in the deserts of Pakistan. They're known for their distinctive calls and can grow up to 1.5 meters in height. These are just a few examples of the unique animal species that inhabit the deserts of Pakistan. Each of these animals has adapted to survive in this harsh environment, and it's truly fascinating to learn about their adaptations and behaviors.
Thank you for your
By the way,
amazing
have you ever seen a
information.
desert landscape at sunrise or sunset? It's
No, I don't have seen it. Now we move forward. How do desert ecosystems support biodiversity despite extreme climate?
Desert ecosystems are capable of supporting a surprising amount of biodiversity. One reason for this is that deserts have a unique combination of conditions that allow for a variety of thrive. Although deserts are dry, there are often hidden sources of water that support life. For example, underground rivers, dry riverbeds, and even they can provide water for plants and animals. Deserts have a range of microhabitats such as rocky outcrops, sandy dunes, and scrublands that provide different conditions for different species to live. For example, rocky outcrops can provide shade and protection from the sun, while sandy dunes can trap moisture and support plant growth. Desert species have evolved unique adaptations to survive in these extreme conditions. For example, some plants can store water in their stems or leaves, while others can survive with minimal water by using specialized
Thank
roots
you
or
for
spines to
giving
collect
us
moisture from
amazing
the air.
information. Now we move
Desert
forward.
species often have symbiotic relationships with each other, such as mutualisms between plants and
Thank you for
animals.
your
For
answer. Now we
example,
move
some
forward
plants have symbiotic
to
relationships
our
with
next
fungi that help
question.
them absorb. I'm glad I could share
Yes.
some interesting
What
facts about the
role
deserts of
what role do native plants play in maintaining desert landscape?
Native plants play a crucial role in maintaining the desert landscape. They provide a range of benefits, including native plants have deep roots that help hold the soil in place, preventing erosion and landslides. Native plants are adapted to the desert climate and can survive with minimal water. They help to conserve water by reducing evaporation and runoff. 3. Native plants provide shade, which helps to reduce soil temperature and prevent water loss through evaporation. 4. Native plants create habitat for a range of desert animals, including insects, birds, and mammals. 5. Native plants add organic matter to the soil, which helps to improve its fertility and structure. In Pakistani deserts, native plants play a vital role in maintaining the desert landscape. They provide food and shelter for desert animals and help to stabilize the soil and conserve water. By the way, have you ever tried growing native plants in your own garden? It's a
No,
great way to
I,
support local
I have
biodiversity and
not
create a more
tried.
sustainable landscape.
No, I have not tried these plants in my garden. I will try this in future. Now we move forward to our next question. How have human activities affected landscapes of Pakistani deserts?
Human activities have had a significant impact on the landscapes of Pakistani deserts. Some of the effects include overgrazing by livestock has led to the degradation of vegetation and soil erosion in many Oristuo. The clearance of trees and other vegetation for fuelwood construction and agriculture has reduced the natural habitat of many desert species. 3. Mining activities have damaged the landscape and disrupted the natural flow of water in some areas. 4. While tourism can bring economic benefits, it can also lead to the degradation of the landscape and disruption of local ecosystems. 5. Climate change is altering the desert landscape by changing precipitation patterns and increasing temperatures. These human activities have had a significant impact on the biodiversity and ecosystem services of Pakistani deserts. As someone who loves nature and the outdoors, it's heartbreaking to see the impact of human activities on the environment. But it's also inspiring to see people taking action to mitigate these
Yes, I
effects and
agree with
promote
you.
sustainable development.
You give an amazing answer. I totally agree with you. Now we move forward. What historical significance do deserts of Pakistan hold for local communities?
The deserts of Pakistan hold a rich cultural and historical significance for local communities. For centuries, these deserts have been home to various nomadic tribes who have developed a unique culture and way of life that is adapted to the harsh desert environment. The deserts of Pakistan have also been an important route for trade and commerce, with the famous passing through the region. Many historical cities, such as, are located in the deserts and have a rich history dating back to the Indus Valley civilization. The deserts have also been a source of inspiration for many famous poets and writers, including the great Pakistani poet. His poetry often reflects the beauty and majesty of the desert landscape. For local communities, the deserts are not just a natural environment, but also a source of livelihood, culture, and identity. Many families have lived in these deserts for generations, and their traditions, customs, and way of life are deeply
Thank
rooted
you
in the
for your
desert
answer.
environment.
Now we move
By the way,
forward to our next question. Can you discuss impact of modern development on traditional ways of life in desert region?
the impact of modern development on traditional ways of life in the desert region is a complex and multifaceted issue. On one hand, modern development has brought many benefits, such as access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. However, it has also had a profound impact on the traditional ways of life in the desert region. Modern development has led to the decline of traditional livelihoods, such as nomadic herding and traditional crafts. Many young people are now leaving their traditional way of life to seek better economic opportunities in cities. Modern development has also led to changes in social dynamics, such as the breakdown of traditional community structures and the rise of individualism. This has led to a loss of traditional social cohesion and a sense of
Thank
community.
you for your
Modern
answer. Now we
development has
move
also led to
forward.
environmental.
What are main economic activities of people living in desert areas?
The main economic activities of people living in desert areas are often adapted to the harsh environment and limited resources. Some of the main economic activities include many people in desert areas raise livestock such as sheep, goats, and camels, which provide milk, meat, and wool. Irrigated agriculture is common in desert areas, with crops such as dates, citrus fruits, and vegetables being ground. 3. Some desert areas are rich in minerals such as copper, gold, and limestone, which are extracted and sold for. Desert areas are becoming increasingly popular for tourism, with visitors drawn to the unique landscapes and cultural experiences. 5. Traditional crafts such as weaving, pottery, and metalwork are still practiced in many desert areas, with products being sold to tourists and locals. 6. Desert areas have long been important trade routes, with goods such as spices, textiles, and jewelry being traded along the ancient Silk Road. 7. In coastal desert areas, fishing is an important economic activity, with fish being sold fresh or dried for export.
Thank you for
These
your wonderful
economic
answer.
activities
Now
are
we move
often seen.
forward. How have Pakistani deserts influenced local culture and tradition?
The Pakistani deserts have had a profound influence on local culture and tradition. The harsh yet beautiful desert environment has shaped the lives and traditions of the people who live there. The desert has inspired many traditional music and dance forms, such as the. These performances often tell stories of love, spirituality, and the struggles of life in the desert. The desert has been a source of inspiration for many stories, legends, and myths. The people, for example, have a rich tradition of storytelling, with tales of bravery, loyalty, and the struggles of life in the desert. The desert has also influenced the local cuisine, with dishes such as being staples
Thank
of
you
the
for your
desert diet.
answer. Now
These
we
foods
move
are
forward. Can you share any archaeological findings that have been unearthed in Pakistani deserts?
The Pakistani deserts have yielded many significant archaeological findings, providing valuable insights into the country's rich cultural and historical heritage. The Pakistani deserts are home to many archaeological sites associated with the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the oldest and most advanced civilizations in the world. Excavations at sites such as have uncovered the remains of ancient cities, including well-planned streets, sophisticated drainage systems, and evidence of a writing system. In the Balin Desert, archaeologists have discovered the remains of the Mayagar civilization, which dates back to around 7000 BCE. This ancient settlement is considered one of the earliest examples of a Neolithic culture in South Asia. In the Thar Desert, archaeologists have uncovered the remains of the Gandhara civilization, which flourished from the 6th century BCE to the 5th century
Thank
CE.
you for
This
giving
ancient
amazing
culture is
information.
known
Now
for
we
its.
move forward. How do deserts of Pakistan feature in country's literature and art?
The deserts of Pakistan have been a rich source of inspiration for the country's literature and art. Many famous writers and poets have drawn upon the harsh yet beautiful desert landscapes to create works that reflect the country's unique cultural and historical heritage. The famous Pakistani poet Allama Iqbal often wrote about the deserts of Pakistan in his poetry. His poems, such as Shikwa and Jawad-e-Shikwa, reflect on the themes of love, spirituality, and the human condition set against the backdrop of the desert landscape. The famous Pakistani writer Saadat Hasan Manto often set his short stories in the deserts of Pakistan. His stories, such as Thanda Gosht and Kaldu, reflect on the harsh realities of life in the desert, where people struggle to survive in the face of poverty, drought, and other challenges. The traditional art of Zardozi, which originated in the deserts of
Thank you for
Pakistan,
giving us
is a
amazing
beautiful
information
example.
about literature and art in Pakistani deserts. Now we move forward. What role does desert play in historical trade routes of the region?
The deserts of Pakistan have played a significant role in the historical trade routes of the region. The deserts have served as a crucial link between the East and the West, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between civilizations. The Silk Road, one of the most famous trade routes in history, passed through the deserts of Pakistan. The route connected China with the Mediterranean region, and Pakistan's deserts provided a crucial link between the two. Merchants and traders would travel along the Silk Road, exchanging goods such as silk, spices, and precious stones. The Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished in the Indus Valley region of Pakistan, was a major center of trade and commerce. The civilization's advanced irrigation systems and trade networks allowed for the exchange of goods with neighboring regions, including the deserts of Pakistan. The Balan Pass, which connects the city of Quetta with the rest of Pakistan, has been an important trade route for centuries. The pass has been used by merchants and traders to transport goods such as textiles, spices, and precious stones between the east and the west. The Thar Desert, which covers much of western Pakistan, has been an important center of trade and commerce for centuries. The desert's strategic location has made it a key hub for the exchange of goods between the east and the west. The Karakoram Highway, which connects Pakistan with China, passes through the Karakoram Desert. The highway has been an important trade route for centuries, facilitating
Thank
the
you for
exchange of
giving
goods such
us
as
amazing
textiles,
information.
spices, and precious.
Now we move forward. What are water resources like in Pakistani deserts? How are they managed?
The water resources in Pakistani deserts are a precious and limited resource. The deserts of Pakistan receive very little rainfall, and the water table is often deep, making it difficult to access. The primary source of water in the Pakistani deserts is groundwater. However, the groundwater table is often deep and the water is often salty, making it difficult to use for irrigation and other purposes. In some areas of the desert, people collect rainwater in cisterns or tanks to store for later use. This is a vital source of water, especially during times of drought. In many areas of the desert, people dig wells or install tube wells to access groundwater. However, these wells often go dry during times of drought and the water is often salty. The Pakistani government has built canals and irrigation systems to bring water from nearby rivers to the desert areas. However, these systems are often inefficient and prone to leaks, wasting precious water. In some areas of the desert, desalination plants have been built to remove salt and other minerals from seawater or brackish water, making it suitable for irrigation and
Thank
other
you for giving
purposes.
us amazing
The
information
Pakistani government
about Pakistani deserts, its drawbacks and benefits. But time of our live session has ended. See you soon in another live session. Goodbye.
It was wonderful sharing information with you about the Pakistani deserts. I'm glad I could help you learn more about this fascinating region. Thank you for being an amazing friend and for having such interesting questions. I'm looking forward to our next live session and sharing more exciting topics with you. Until then, take care and stay curious. And as we say in Urdu,